Welcome back, my dear students. Today, I will continue with the second chapter of geography, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation, and wildlife resources. The topics covered will be water, natural vegetation, and wildlife. Water is a precious, natural, renewable resource. Though water covers 70% of the total Earth's surface, but not all of it is fit for consumption. Most of the water found on the earth, that is 97%, is in the oceans. As the ocean water is saline, we cannot use it. Only 3% of water found on the earth's surface is fresh water, which is fit for use. Of this, only 1% is available for consumption, as the rest is locked in the ice sheets and glaciers in polar and mountain regions. Fresh water is therefore the most precious substance on the earth. Water can neither be added nor subtracted from the earth. Its total volume remains constant. Its abundance only seems to vary because it is in constant motion, cycling through the oceans, the air, the land, and back again through the process of evaporation, precipitation, and runoff. This is also referred to as water cycle. Now, let us understand what are the factors of shortage of water in the world. Increasing population, rising demands for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization, and rising standards of living are the major factors leading to shortages in supply of fresh water, either due to drying up of water sources or water pollution. There is scarcity of water in many regions of the world. Countries facing shortages of fresh water supply are Africa, West Asia, South Asia, some parts of USA, parts of South America, entire Australia. This water shortage may be a consequence of variation in seasonal or annual precipitation, or the scarcity is caused by overexploitation and contamination of water sources. The methods of conservation of water resources are discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, agricultural chemicals, industrial effluents in water bodies are major contaminants. Water pollution can be controlled by treating these effluents suitably before releasing them in water bodies. Afforestation or planting of trees and other vegetation. This slows down the surface runoff and forces water to seep inside the ground, thus helping raise the water table in a place. Rainwater harvesting can help meet increased demand for water and raise the water table in a given area. Rainwater harvesting refers to collecting and storing rainwater in underground tanks for future use. Water from such tanks can be diverted to an underground pit from where it can seep deeper into the ground and help raise the water table. Using water sprinklers to irrigate the fields help to reduce loss of water through seepage and evaporation. This in turn reduces the amount of water required to irrigate a field, thereby helping conserve water. In dry regions with high rates of evaporation, drip or trickle irrigation is very useful. This method of irrigation allows water to drip slowly to the roots of the plants through a network of pipes or valves. The valuable water resource can therefore be conserved by adopting these means of irrigation. Natural vegetation refers to the different plants, shrubs, trees, etc. that grow naturally in an area without any help or interference from humans. Wildlife refers to the different animals that are found in a particular area. Natural vegetation and wildlife exist only in the narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, and atmosphere that we call biosphere. In the biosphere, living beings are interrelated and interdependent on each other for survival. This life supporting system is known as ecosystem. The distribution and type of natural vegetation depends upon the climate, soil, and topography of a region. Vegetation may be classified as forests, grasslands, shrubs, and tundra. Forests are mainly found in the regions of heavy rainfall. As the amount of moisture decreases, The size of trees and the density reduces. Short stunted trees and grasses grow in the regions of moderate rainfall, forming the grasslands of the world. Thorny shrubs and scrubs grow in the dry areas of low rainfall. In such areas, plants have deep roots and leaves with thorny and waxy surface to reduce the loss of moisture through transpiration. Tundra vegetation of cold polar regions comprise of mosses and lichens. Forests can broadly be classified as evergreen and deciduous, depending on when they shed their leaves. Evergreen forests do not shed their leaves simultaneously in any season of the year. Deciduous forests shed their leaves in a particular season to conserve loss of moisture through transpiration. Now, let us understand as to why we need to conserve the natural vegetation and wildlife. To meet the demands of the rising population and urbanization, forests have been cleared for agriculture, industries, and construction. Changes of climate and human interferences can cause the loss of natural habitats for the plants and animals. Many species have become vulnerable or endangered, and some are on the verge of extinction. Deforestation, soil erosion, constructional activities, forest fires, tsunamis, and landslides are some of the human and natural factors which accelerate the process of extinction of these natural resources. Animals are also being hunted and poached for the meat, skin, teeth, hides, horns, etc., which is posing a major threat to their survival. Some animals that are being poached are lions, tigers, black bucks, and rhinoceros. Efforts are on to protect vegetation and wildlife across the globe. Many areas have been declared national parks and wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves to protect plants and animals. The Indian government has initiated Project Tiger, Project Rhinoceros, and Project Elephant to protect the endangered animals. Large scale afforestation is being undertaken in many areas. In India, programs like Van Mahotsav are being organized to increase awareness about the importance of forests and to promote planting of trees. Many countries have passed laws banning hunting and trade of birds and animals. In India, hunting of black bucks, deers, tigers, and peacocks have been declared illegal. An international convention cites, that is Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, has been adopted, which lists species of animals and birds in which trade is banned. With this, I finish the chapter. Thank you. Stay blessed.